All right, so here we are back once again on the left angle cross of Defiance with the 5-1 profile. The 5-1. I find this left angle cross to be one of the most curious that I've been able to watch over the years. I've been able to watch it in friendship. I had it over 20 years. I'm now watching it in my little son's best friend. It's fascinating to see this at work. And this is the left angle cross of Defiance. Now, I have described this cross as the person that goes into the desert and God shows up and God says, I will make you my servant and you will have this glorious life representing me. What you think? And the cross of Defiance says, no, I don't want it. And then the devil shows up and says, I'll give you everything that you want. You be my servant. And the cross of Defiance says, no, I don't want it. It doesn't really matter what you offer the cross of Defiance. It's going to say, I don't want it. It doesn't even know why it says, I don't want it, which is why it suffers. The great suffering of the cross of Defiance that it has no idea why it says no or why it's defiant. Defiant. It doesn't know why it's defiant. And then it's going to get crazy inside. It's like, that was a great opportunity. I just missed it. And there I'm saying no. It's so cute with my son's friends. It's a game we play with him. We're always offering him something to eat, and he always refuses. He always refuses. And it's not that he doesn't like what's there. You can see this in his eyes. But there's this helplessness in being the cross of defiance. The most fascinating thing is that he doesn't say no thank you. He says no please. There's this guy. I'm really helpless in this. Please don't do this to me. It's really hurting me that I'm saying no to this. It's killing me. Please, it's so funny. And I've watched this with my friend over the years. It doesn't matter. You can go up to the guy with a bag of whatever, of endless wanters and promises, cross of defiance, and they don't know why. So when you get to the 5-1, this is the energy that attracts society. And this is why it's so interesting about these beings that they're very, very attractive forces. They really are. But they never do what they wanted to do, never. It's what makes them so interesting. My friend over the years was one of those, my teachers. His very path of defiance was so beautiful to watch that he would defy everybody else's rules, everybody else's standards. And out of that would emerge this creative force when its own unique process. But everybody would look around it at it and complain because nobody could what they wanted from it. Now you're an attractive force and you're not giving anything. This is the whole dilemma of the one. It's in it for itself. It doesn't understand the responsibility to the other. It doesn't see the creative primal direction as something that is truly of value to the other. It's surprised when the other is attracted to it. And of course, it's a 5-1. It's all projection. The moment you're attracted to forces like this, the projection says, oh, this is going to be terrific, right? And then the moment that you really hear, you realize you're not going to get anything, nothing at all. As a matter of fact, you're going to have to give up a lot because they take. That's the other side. It's a Mars line, and it's about ego endurance. They would defy God and the devil with their last breath. And you can see that in the Defiance is the ultimate transpersonal first hexagram statement about death. No, no, I don't want to have anything to do with dying. Nothing. You want me to die? No. I'm going to defy you. So for them, the whole process of life, because of denial, because of this constant defiance, they end up with very, very difficult processes, and they're very, very paranoid. It's a 5-1, and because of its defiance, they actually turn down the possibility to gain at the foundation level. The first line is a great study line. It's a great investigation line. It's a great learning line. In most cases, whenever you see the one thing you can should be sure of is that these are people that have cared about taking information in. And when you have a 5-1 that's defiant, I don't want to learn that. And there's nothing I can do. I keep telling the mother of this child, look, you have to play reverse psychology almost all the time. And because they're clever without letting them know that you're doing reverse psychology. Because if you want a child to learn something, you say to the child, you're going to learn this. No, 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 I don't want to learn this. This is the horse that you bring into the water and it doesn't drink. It will refuse. You're going to learn how to play the piano. And you drag this kid off and it's saying no, no, no. And you drag it off and you force it to go through 20 minutes with a teacher. And when you pick them up, you say, how was it? They say softly and not understood. And the next time it's the same thing. No, I don't want to go. No, I don't want to go to the end. They end up with lives in which they're dragged through things that they won't want to do. They just don't want to learn. Then we get to the 5-2. The 5-2s that we looked at is the Buddha in the cave. And there's the real Buddha in the cave. They can be so impressive. Remember, this is about attracting society with your creativity. And it also gives you a hint about the way in which the cross of defiance can be healthy. Again, we're dealing with the deeply creative principle. Whenever I do the charts of musicians, it's interesting for me to see whenever I see the one. You see, that somebody is deeply musical, but you can't tell what kind of instrument they're going to play. But the piano players that I work with over the years who are really good all have the one. and there's no capacity within this one to be able to touch the creative spectrum. It can be very beautiful, and obviously this is a deeply attractive voice. But of course, the 5-2 has this self-motivation problem. It has a 2, all this unconscious that says, my body is not calling you. You're just attracted to my personality. And aside from that, no, this is the great no. My concern for the cross of defiance is that they have a very difficult time with love. You can imagine how difficult that can be, because there's always a part of them that wants to say no, that wants to be defiant in terms of the game, the rules, how it's played. And of course, they can be very, very difficult on somebody who has to be with such a being. It's not easy. They are not easy people. The first gate is a roll gate, and in genetic continuity, each of these lines represent a creative quality in all of it that we can see through our personalities. I have the fifth line personality. I do understand the power of this to attract society and not know how you do it. It's just like something that comes out. It's part of every heretic. It's part of the underlying thematic in genetic continuity to any fifth line. And yet that you see within this configuration how difficult it is, because the very attraction, the very society coming is immediately met with, I don't care if you're here, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Or if you're here and I don't want to have anything to do with you, before you go, let me take something from you, from your trouble. So yeah, super confused people, these 5-2s. Always super confused, especially on the Defiance.